Let me see, hold on. Can you guys see my desktop?
Nope. What'd you ask, Amanda?
I asked if you could see my desktop, but apparently you can't. Okay, here we go. Hold on. Now you can, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. What? Not cool. Not cool. Okay. So sharing Shakeology. Basically, if you've been a coach any length of time, you know that that's pretty much the bread and butter of what we do. Our workouts are amazing, of course, and they definitely aid in getting results. But this is a reoccurring thing that people are going to buy every single month. That can't be said about necessarily a workout program. So this is going to be the bread and butter of building your business. You're going to want to keep your team on it. You're going to want to keep your customers on it. And in order to do that, you're going to have to know why it's a better product than all of the other products that are going to be competing against us all the time. So that's kind of why I've done it, built this, and I've never really built a Shakeology thing. Not that I don't feel confident in it. It's just there's so much information out there, but I realize like not a lot of people are into researching and things like that. So I figured it was perfect if I could just, throw something together for us. So this is a slide that was shared with us when we did the Dynasty Live training for Diamonds and Above, and it was a local thing that was offered by the Bombshell Dynasty, and they had Shay speak on Shakeology, obviously, because she knows everything there is to know about it, because her background, in case you don't know who Shay Stanford is, she used to be a pharmaceutical rep, and she specifically worked with people who were like diabetic. So as she got into Beachbody and understanding it and pushing towards, meeting her goals as a coach, she started to realize how much this could help her people with, diabetes, and learning about the ingredients and seeing how much further in the spectrum of health it actually could go for anybody. So that's what she's always focused her business on was, the selling of Shakeology. Not really selling, but the education of. So Shakeology has some things that make it different than other shakes, besides the fact that a lot of shakes have a bunch of garbage in them, such as soy and just chemicals, artificial sweeteners, things like that. We have none of that. Artificial flavors, there's nothing like that within Shakeology. So what we do have that there's no other shake on the market that has this also is a super protein blend, which means we get our protein from the best source that we possibly can. It's not a whey byproduct, which is very common in a lot of protein shakes. God only knows where your whey is from. I'm sure you guys have watched those videos on how chicken nuggets are made from McDonald's. That's essentially how, the run-of-the-mill whey is also made. So we don't do that. We also, we have superfruit, antioxidant blends, super greens, Plyton nutrients, but I can't say that word to save my life. But basically what that means is like, you're going to get probiotics, you're going to get prebiotics, and you're going to also get nutrients that go above and beyond what you're going to get within your day. And it's going to aid in your digestion. It's going to make you feel a lot better and do all the things that we really know as coaches, we already know Shakeology does for you. So one thing that she said was really important in this slide was that people, they aren't going to understand every little small ingredient that is within this big, huge ingredient list that we have here, but they are going to understand how it makes them feel. So that's kind of where I wanted to go with it next. For you, when you're sharing Shakeology, I want you to stop and think about feel how you feel now and how you felt before and how you've changed and how you feel. And these are just some like really narrow examples for things that I have seen Shakeology help with. But of course, we can all say cravings, better digestion, more energy, less illness, faster recovery from your workouts, longer hair, stronger nails. I can tell you for an absolute fact, if you look back at pictures of me, I had much thinner, slower growing hair, and it wasn't curly before I started drinking Shakeology. And you can literally look back at pictures of me from before Beachbody and see me with straight hair. And now I have this huge mop, like twice as thick curly hair. So for me, I think that's kind of crazy. I also used to have chronic migraines to where when I was younger, like in high school, I would go to the hospital once a month, like clockwork. Like almost every month I would go to the hospital because I would be so sick from my migraines. I'd be throwing up. And I also experienced paralysis once where I literally was in so much pain I couldn't move my entire body. I have not had a migraine at all since I started drinking Shakeology. And so what me and my doctor just kind of decided is that I was so deficient in things, and this has been my entire life, that it was just causing the migraines. And I can remember getting migraines all the way back to being a small child. And that's how far back it's gone. So when people ask me if I give it to my kids, I say, heck yeah, because I don't want my kids to live a life like I had where I was always, I thought I had a headache, but I learned it was migraines, and that was awful, and I don't want that. So another thing that's really important is to know what Shakeology is not. You don't want to share these things because we're not necessarily about these things. We're a nutrient-dense health shake, okay? Like we live in a world where our food, for the most part, is shit, and it's not going to do anything for your body a lot of times. And you know that we know there's things that our body just needs, and that is what the shake is designed for. It's going to give you those things every single day that you may not necessarily get in your diet. And I'm sorry, my phone keeps going off. So that's what we are really going to be. That's what we're really focused on, what we're about, being complete in your nutrition. So we're not going to tell people it's a weight loss shake. Is weight loss a side effect of our shake? Of course, definitely happens. We've all seen that happen for us. And you may share that, but you want to tell people, like, this is not why we drink this shake. It's just a side effect of it. And then that's where you can kind of go back to how it makes you feel. It's not a meal replacement. If you're going to replace Shakeology or a meal with Shakeology, you are going to have to be eating 6 meals a day. It's not going to leave you full for the next 3 hours, 4 hours until you have one of your 3 meals a day. That's not how any of this works. It only has 100 depends on how you make it, but like, let's say, to be fair, 140, 150 calories, whatever. If you put peanut butter, I don't know what everybody puts in their stuff, but so it doesn't have enough calories to sustain calling it a meal replacement, and neither do any of these meal replacements that are on the market, which is why people hate them. So we definitely don't want to fall into that bracket of meal replacement. The other thing is, it's always a big holdup for a lot of people, is certified organic. We are not certified, quote unquote, organic. Now, that does not mean that our product is not organic. It means that we didn't spend hundreds of dollars licensing every single ingredient, because you have to license per ingredient, not for the shake itself, and that would actually bring the price up. They've done the math on it because they've thought about doing it. It would cost you about $400 a month for a bag of Shakeology if we made it certified organic, which is why it is not. But it is an organic shake, and that's a great thing to tell people who are really tied up in the organic trend right now, because you'll get those people that say, well, you know what, we're only doing organic in our family. You'll say, great, this is what's going on, this is why. We aren't certified organic, but we are organic. And I encourage you to, if you don't already, follow Darren O'Lean. He's a co-creator of Shakeology. He is constantly sharing his journey around the world, where he's literally found like hand-picked ingredients to put in Shakeology to make sure that it's the best product he can put on the market. And you really just have to look into him, listen to some of his videos, things like that, and see his passion for what we do as coaches. His why is really important to him too. It's about his dad dying at a really young age, and how his health, he really wanted his health not to deteriorate like his father. So the other thing is FDA approved. We're not FDA approved, and the reason being is they do not approve shakes of any kind or supplements of any kind through the FDA. Guess what? That's fine. Do you see the crap that's FDA approved? I mean, the Pop-Tarts, the friggin' McDonald's is FDA approved. Coca-Cola, it doesn't matter. FDA approved just means it might not kill you right now. It doesn't really mean that it won't kill you in the long run. It doesn't make it safe. It just means that you're not going to die today from having whatever it is. So, a huge part of Shakeology and selling Shakeology for us is price objections. Everybody always has one from the start. Very rarely are you going to find someone that says, oh, your shake's $130. Here's my card, and be really excited to just purchase it from you. You have to do the job of convincing people, or not even convincing them, but sharing with them why our product is right for them. So, and it's right for everybody, of course, but you kind of have to tailor it, and that's where the invite process that we always talk to you guys about comes in, because you learn things about people in those private messages, and you can talk to them about how Shakeology can help them. So that's been huge for me, because I'm really good about being personal with people. So I learned things about them that they probably wouldn't have shared on their wall, and had I not gotten connected with them, I wouldn't be able to show them how Shakeology could change their life and get rid of whatever illness they had, or not get rid of, we never preach that, but you know what I mean. So very important to get connected with these people so you can share what it's really about with them. You got to tell them why it's been worth it to you, kind of like how I shared my migraine story with you guys. That has always been a big thing for me. When I see somebody post that they have migraines, I immediately start talking to them about it and tell them how I can relate to them. And, they tell me about their medicines that they're taking and how nothing works. Let me just tell you guys, I don't know if anybody's ever had migraines, but there's not a medicine on this planet that works for them. Nothing works to cure them. They just go away on their own. So, they go through this whole gamut of stuff, and they all come out with the same thing. Nothing works. I just have to suffer through it. You don't have to suffer through it, and this is why. And that's your way of being able to share. It's worth the price that I pay every single month not to deal with that. And I know I spent more money going to the hospital and stuff. So that's also how it's changed my life. And that's very important for you to share also. You want to tell people what your journey has been, how Shakeology has incorporated into this big life change that you've had. I know we all get caught up in sharing the fitness side of it, because it's so easy to share your fitness journey, but you really have to show people the importance of Shakeology through how it has helped you. So another thing that I've done quite a bit is I talk to people about how I got the money for Shakeology, because we did not we did not have money to be spending $130 on a shake. So we had this deal that we each got $20 a week, and that was our spending money. And for 6 weeks straight, I put my spending money aside so I could buy Shakeology and become a coach, because I knew that if I dedicated myself to that, I was going to become a phenomenal coach, because I had to put forth the discipline of saving the money for it. So I was like, sure, I'm doing this. And that's what I just had to do. And I know not everybody is that hard up for cash, but it's something, there's ways around it to suggest to anyone how they can easily or more easily afford it. It's going to save you money on groceries, because you're going to reduce those cravings. You're going to start thinking about how you can eat better. You're going to stop buying the processed junk. If you fill your cart up with processed junk, the average person spends 3 times more on groceries that has a cart full of junk than the person who's buying fruits and vegetables and healthy meats. That's literally how it goes. You can go to Publix, you can do the comparison yourself. I've researched it. You spend a lot more money buying crap than if you bought organic. You're going to spend more money buying just crappy food that's easy. So the other thing is, obviously, coaches save 25%. Tell them that. I know we're all shy to do it. They may not seem like the type of person that wants to coach, and that's okay. Your whole team's going to be made up of different people who have different goals for this business. Some people just want to save money. Some people want to make a business out of it, and that is totally fine. And you can't feel like you're scamming them because you tell them, hey, if you sign up as a coach on my team and save 25%, you aren't scamming them, because your product is amazing and it's going to change their life. So you're actually helping them in the long run. And I really want you to be passionate about it and think about it like that. So that kind of goes into my next thing. I compiled this list of good videos that I've over the years watched and learned from, that I want you to watch and learn from, so that you have these tips on the edge of your tongue all the time when people come to you or when people ask you what it is. You can quickly just say, well, this and this and this and that. All of these videos are great for helping you have those tools on learning what we really are doing here and what the shakes are, because you want to know it. You want to know it front and back as much as you can every day. Like Shay said, a new coach every day should be looking up something about Shakeology every day until they feel confident enough to talk to anybody about it, no matter what. You should be able to walk into your doctor who has extensive medical knowledge and tell them all about Shakeology and be confident that you can answer their questions for you too. That's very important. And I've had to do that with my midwife and my pediatrician, because I drank it while I was pregnant, and I give it to my children. So they want to know what I'm doing. And I've been able to explain it, and they swear by it. They love it. They think it's phenomenal that I do that, and I give that to my children. They're totally okay with it. Okay. So this is kind of the end of my slide. So remember, your knowledge is your power when it comes to your product. Everything you know is going to keep you ahead of the game. Everybody's out there trying to sell something right now. You have to have the knowledge of your product and know that you have the best something there is for someone. And we do. And you have to believe it, and you have to know your shit. And that's what's really important when it comes right down to it. So I'm going to stop my screen share, and then we can talk and do questions. Okay, go ahead. If you have any questions, go ahead and shoot. So I was going to do an exercise with you guys, and I'm just being nice because I'm not going to do it now. But I don't know if you know, but we have our own Beachbody kind of reality show. You can find it on demand, and then it's on TV like a month later or a week later. But go on demand. This week's episode was about elevator pitching Shakeology. So all of these people are trying to become our next celebrity trainer, and they have to learn about our products just as we do as coaches. So, but what they have to do is they have to get into the elevator at Beachbody Corporate and pitch Shakeology to people, and they have 2 minutes to do it. And it's called an elevator pitch. So I was going to ask you guys to do an elevator pitch, but I figure we'll do this, and then maybe we'll just do a surprise elevator pitch next time. Not next time, but another time. But I want you to go and watch the show, and I want you to see what they do with it, because I thought it was pretty cool. And I thought it was pretty educational for us. It might give you some new ideas and tricks and tips. So definitely do that. So does anybody have any questions that they need to address right now about what we talked about or anything? Don't everybody talk at once. Hey.
I just wanted to also add, going through a lot of Shay's posts, she does a lot of information sharing and really just taking the time to go through your Shakeology ingredient by ingredient and just look it up here and there and just jot down the little notes of the ones that really stick out to you and what they do for your body.
Yeah.
And just keeping that there, because, you know, I face this a lot. People are like, oh, I'm just going to go with this because it's so much cheaper. I can't afford that. And I'm like, but you're not getting it. You don't get it. Like, these ingredients, these extra ingredients that we have in this little paragraph right here, that's why I drink my shake, because these ingredients are worth it. And then I can go on and say why such and such an ingredient is amazing and what it does for my body. And I have a note section in my phone that just has a bunch of ingredients and what they do. I'm like, look, and you know, it's camu and the goji berries and stuff like that. Like, they're really good. So just do that, and then just keep it in your notes, and then you have it on hand, and you can feed that information through to them. Be like, look, I know that it looks good. The ingredients look good. The vitamins, you know, like it says it has all this good stuff in it, but, you know, they're all synthetic, first of all, and they're not real food. Like, if you go through ours and you look at all these ingredients, you can look them up and they come from a real, like, food source. Like, it's something you can go pick. So. And
another thing is, there's like, so she was telling us there's like crazy statistics on autoimmune disease nowadays. Like, she said something like 2 out of every 3 people will develop one, like, in their life.
All the chemicals that are in our food.
Yes. And if you have one autoimmune disease, you have a 98% chance of getting more than one, like having it, like, another one lead to another one. Yep. So something that Shakeology kind of does for you in that sense is that the probiotics they work in your gut. So she told a story about how, and I don't know what she knows obviously, but she told a story about how she went and met with the doctor, talked to him about Shakeology, because she kind of does the pharmaceutical thing on her own end now, but it's with Shakeology. So he had looked through the ingredients, and he said, this probiotic, he goes, this is like a probiotic that is really rare to find, because it's an actual probiotic that doesn't stop in your stomach, in your digestive process. It actually goes down into your intestines, which is huge, because 90% of the probiotics that you just go and buy in the store aren't going to do that for you. They're going to stop right in your stomach, and they do nothing for your gut health, like literally nothing. And if you they say, so there's so many things like related to your gut health now, like if you it helps with brain fog, with depression, with all of these crazy things. Like, I'm just looking through my notes, but basically it's going to help grow back your healthy flora and change your whole gut health, which they've found to be literally the brains behind your whole body's operation, including your own brain. It will help with that. So I wanted to add that. Sorry. Let me see if there's anything else that I forgot. No, I'll add this stuff in. I'll add some stuff into the slides when I go through it. But does anybody else have any questions or anything they want to add?
I don't know if you said this already, but like things like that, like probiotics, would be perfect to face objections publicly, because so many people are like, oh, I already take a probiotic, I'm fine. Or I'll just take a probiotic and I'll be fine. So if you face objections publicly through your post with your Shakeology photo and like the things that it does for you, or like Danielle said with like the ingredient of the day or of the week, those people that follow you will see them, and it makes reaching out to them and having them know about Shakeology when you talk about your challenge pack and what comes in your challenge pack a whole lot easier than having to describe it to each individual person that you're messaging. So I found that helps too.
Yeah, I think that's true. And the other thing is, like, a lot of people will say, oh, well, you know, I take this 310 shake or whatever. Shay's website, I'll post that when I post all these slides and things like that. But her website, you can literally go to the search tab and find comparisons to other shakes, all kinds of information, like endless wealth. It's basically like an encyclopedia on Shakeology. So if you need to know something, you don't even have to come into the group. You literally can go in there and search it, and it's going to pull up. It's probably going to pull up whatever answer that's probably going to be way better than mine. So it's really a good tool for you guys to know about. Okay, so anybody have anything else they want to ask or add?
Hey.
Hi.
So hi. I'm trying to get him to bed. It's late, obviously. The one question that I've had that I haven't really been able to be clear on, but I don't know, keep kind of reoccurring, is gluten-free. The vegan ones are gluten-free, but not certified gluten-free. Is that right? I should go to She's website.
Right. Okay. So all of Shakeology is gluten-free, but the problem with the regular is I believe that they make it in a facility that may have other products with gluten in it. So for people that are super like real life sensitive, not like this, like I'm allergic to everything. I mean, like literally these people can't eat at a restaurant that has gluten. That's like how sensitive they really have to be to it.
Yeah.
And that's for the regular. The vegan, they should have absolutely no problem.
Okay.
So
Thank you.
that's what I know to be true. But her website will say it.
Okay.
She'll give you like all the science behind it too.
Okay. That's what I need.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Anything else? Anybody? No? Okay. Well, if no one else has anything to add, I'm going to stop recording. And we can jump off here.